Following straight out of Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 drops for an astounding $60 to $70 without really much to show for it in terms of campaign. But this is Modern Warfare 3 in 10 minutes or less. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead, click like and subscribe. It would mean a lot. And let me know what series you want to see next. So this is me from the future, and if you listen closely, you can hear the sound of my mistake. While recording most of this, I forgot, well, all of it. I forgot to actually set my mic to be the input for my voice. So big apologies for the shoddy audio quality, but we'll definitely try to fix it on the next one. All right, bye now. Our story follows a bit of back and forth between the past and the present. So for the sake of storytelling, I'll just tell the events as they happen in chronological order as opposed to how the game portrays them. So the year is 2019, and Makarov is once again launching an attack in Verdansk. Really don't know why he has such a big issue with this place, but that seems to be his go-to, or his MO. 141 is on the scene with Price and Soap attempting to stop his attack. After fighting through waves of bad guys, some dressed as local police officers, Soap and Price manage to catch Makarov as he attempts to flee in a stolen ambulance, very reminiscent to his escape in the original Modern Warfare 2 series. Soap and Price have a little bit of, I don't know, normal good guy, bad guy banter with Makarov. Makarov tells them, "You'll regret not killing me," blah blah blah, usual bad guy talk. But as they're getting Makarov ready for extract, Soap finally decides he's had enough and decides that we're better off not even having a Modern Warfare 4. Makarov dies, we all go home happy and save ourselves from buying another $70 game in the future. Unfortunately, that's not the case. The game picks up, finding us with a group of Konni soldiers who are the men that are loyal to Makarov. We break him out of the gulag, and he walks out menacingly in slow motion under red light, as all good villains do. Immediately after breaking out, Makarov proceeds to show us that he really means business, taking one of his most loyal subordinates and killing him in front of everybody, because if it's one thing that he doesn't stand for, it's people who have opinions. Can't have that.
Каждый несет ответственности за свои ошибки. Андрей.
You suck!
Like, really, as a villain, the one thing I never understood was how do people continue to work for you if, like, you're just killing off your most trusted people? Like, why don't we just unionize? He can't kill all of us. From here, our favorite operators get the call that Makarov is broken out. Now they proceed to use every resource at their disposal in an attempt to hunt him down. It's basically just a game of cat and mouse where 141 is the cat, Makarov is the mouse, and the cheese is nuclear missiles and chemical weapons. Earlier in the game, Makarov and his men managed to lift a shipment of weapons, or specifically missiles, from Shadow Company. And spoilers, somehow Graves is still alive after we find out that apparently he was remote piloting the tank.
158 deaths at the custodian base, with more than 200.
Anyways, back to Makarov, or Plotman over here. He's successfully launched a chemical attack so far and continues with his plans to incite violence between the East and the West. This brings us to the game's version of No Russian. It's definitely not as horrific as the Modern Warfare 2 one, but honestly, we probably don't need another version of No Russian just like that. But Makarov places terrorists on a plane in an attempt to frame a former ULF member, one of Farah's comrades. After the plane goes down, Farah and 141 team up to recover the black box from the plane in an attempt to figure out what really happened and prevent a potential war from breaking out.
A former ULF soldier wearing a suicide vest on a Russian airliner.
She was forced.
Our journey with 141 continues with us intercepting a Konni vessel carrying Shepard. And needless to say, the team isn't happy to see him. It presents him with a clear ultimatum: work with us to stop Makarov or stay in Siberia and find your own way back home. Needless to say, he's quick to comply, telling them of Makarov's plans to blow up Gorod Dam in Verdansk. At the same time, the team also learns of a Konni base in Uzbekistan, leading them to launch a joint operation and bring us back to the reintroduction of our GOAT, give it up for him, Philip Graves.
Got Makarov. You need to do the same.
With foreign Alex, we will.
You and Graves are on the same team, John. Don't forget that.
Oh, I don't forget anything.
Looking good, boys. We are a go for pre-check. We're a go
Honestly,
for pre-check.
I don't know who his voice actor is, but I feel like they do a really good job of having him come across with like a lot of charisma and camaraderie for his fellow Shadows. If anything, I would have really liked to see him have more opportunities to try to reconcile with 141. Clearly, there's still a lot of bad blood there, but his time on the screen is fairly short. Both operations proved successful. Ghost and Soap defused the bombs on the dam, and from our comfy gunner mission, which seems to now be a norm, we are able to destroy the missiles that Makarov had repossessed, and supposedly remove Makarov off the playing field by destroying a helicopter he's in. And normally, you would think that's the end of it, but see, Price knows better. He knows that when you're dealing with somebody like Makarov, if there's no body, there's no kill. And he's on to him. Afterwards, we find ourselves in court with Shepard and Graves, as they're both set to answer for their crimes in Modern Warfare 2. And they both proceed to try to throw each other under the bus because they're both dirty, filthy liars. And, I mean, that's pretty much that. But while all this is going on, Makarov is still plotting, and Price finally catches wind of his scent. Price finally catches the scent of Makarov. Price finally catches his scent. What's the best way to say that? Price finally catches Makarov's scent and leads us to our ultimately final battle, our final confrontation in London. Tracking him to London, we find a bomb placed underneath one of the major train stations. It's up to Soap and Price to disarm the bomb. And while the disarming process is going on, Makarov approaches stealthily, apparently. It'll be happening any minute now. Any minute now. Boom. Shows up, disables Soap, and has the drop on Price. And for some reason doesn't kill Price and kills Soap. And then just escapes as the rest of 141 shows up. And I don't know, man. Like, the way in which he died was... It just felt so lackluster. And it doesn't even warrant, like, that much of an emotional response from the team. Granted, perhaps tensions were high after defusing the bomb. But even the way they report the kill to Laswell, they just seem so... It's like they care, but at the same time, they're like, I mean, I guess, like, he died doing his job. It feels more like a new recruit that had just joined them died as opposed to somebody they had served with for so long. And just like that, the game is over. Like, it feels rushed. It feels unfinished. They scatter Soap's ashes in what feels like a background plucked directly from a Marvel movie. I'm almost positive this is the same landscape where they found Odin in Thor Ragnarok. And for real this time, the credits roll. And speaking of Marvel movies, because
John,
no game
General.
or movie nowadays is complete without a post-credit scene or
How
a
did you get
mid-credit
in
scene.
here?
We have
Mutual friend.
interaction or a little back and forth between
Laswell.
Shepard and Price. And I think the dialogue here is actually pretty good, so I'll just let it play out.
You're better than this, Captain.
We both will.
This job is about making sacrifices for the greater good.
Agreed.
You got a body count of your own, John. It'll come back to haunt you. Oh, I am not gonna beg for my life. Not from you or anybody else, Captain.
Wouldn't do you any good.
I mean, all things considered about this game, that was one of my favorite scenes. And really, that's where the praise stops. And here's looking at you, Infinity Ward. I'm sure the developers really took their time out to put this together and release it on probably a tight schedule, but the story was just so ass. Like, Makarov is still out there, nothing got resolved. It didn't really even feel like we had a chance to connect with the characters at all in the way that we usually see their dialogue in other games. Um, Once again, not trying to like shit on the people who do this job at all, because I'm sure it's tough. Um, but yeah, like I just felt empty after I finished playing the game. It left me with a sense of just like what did I even pay for? And outside of the story, the gameplay itself just felt a bit repetitive. If I wanted to play Warzone, which is what these new open world missions felt like, I would have just bought Warzone. It felt cool on the first mission, but by the second or third mission, it just felt so repetitive. And honestly, I preferred the missions where the game style played as usual. If I had to rate it, I'd go ahead and give it like a solid 2.5 out of 5 or 3 out of 5. But that is gonna be the end of our review. This is a pretty brand new channel, so if there's anything you'd like to see, please leave it in the comments. Like and subscribe, it would mean a lot. Really looking forward to posting more content. Gonna be doing anime, gaming clips, what else? All that good stuff. K dramas, all coming to the channel. And movie reactions as well. But with that being said, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all on the next one. And thank you so much if you made it this far.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.